has been asked to delay its report until May. Why? So that it can think more about helping the disabled, the lower income polytechnic students. Almost year after year, the disabled have been asking for concessionary fares. If we can decide to spend $1.1 billion to help the two transport operators, and now they say there will be more than 1.1 billion. Why can't you spend a single cent over the years to help the disabled? Find me another country in the world that increased transport fares 9 times in the last 12 years. 9 years out of 12 years. If you want to count the change to distance fares as an increase or a decrease, which is arguable, then maybe it's 10 times and not 9 times. Singapore is in a state of denial. Singapore is in a state of denial because we ignore the stark reality of the statistics. We ignore how bad things are. We keep talking as if everything is fine, everything is rosy. What has not worked in the past is not working, somehow by magic will work in the future. Let me give you some examples. In the population white paper, in the debate, it was said something along the lines that if we don't grow GDP, the lowest income, the 20th percentile of workers by income, will suffer a negative real wage increase. We went on to show you figures to show you that the lowest 20% actually had real wage increase. Listen to this. In the last 10 years, 20th percentile wages, real increase of 0.1% per annum. After 10 years, 1% increase. Imagine you earn $1,000 10 years ago, you are a low income worker. Every year you got a $1 real income increase. After 10 years, you have $10. And we can talk and debate the population white paper and say, hey, this is statistics to show you that even the lower income has an increase in real income. We are in denial. Last year, your median gross wage real increase was minus, negative. The previous year, 2011, it was negative. 2010 increased a miserable 0.5%. 2009 minus. 2008 minus. 5 years median real income growth. 5 years, 4 years negative. And we keep talking about the population white paper as if all this pro-growth, all this open door labor policy will continue to give the stark statistics that I described to you for Singaporeans. Will your life get better like this? Many of you may not realize that last year or the last 5 years of the 4 years, the real median wage income was negative. Because when you read the headlines, when you see the narrative in the labor reports, they all say you had real income growth. You know why? Because in the past, they only show you the wage data excluding employer CPF contribution. In recent years, now they have 2 sets of numbers. Now they have a number including employer CPF contribution. So if you don't know, it's because of this new definition. You know, we are in denial. We ignore the bad statistics. We only focus on the ones that look good. We used to talk about the median income of all workers. All workers means full-time and part-time. Now you see the narrative, you see the headlines. They always talk about wages of full-time workers only. Let me explain to you how by magic you can make everybody earn more money. You want to learn? A few years ago, they changed the definition of a part-time worker in Singapore. It used to be that if you work 30 hours or less, you are part-time. Then they change it. You work 35 hours or less, you are part-time. So overnight, by the stroke of a pen, everybody earn more money. You know why? All the part-timers, all of a sudden, had all these people earning from over 30 to 35 become part-time. So part-time all earn more money, right? Then the full-timers, all those who work 35 to 31 become part-timer. So the remaining full-timers also earn more money. We are in a state of denial. We have to look at the real statistics. The latest labor vacancies report says there are 56,400 jobs that nobody wants. The rhetoric year after year, Singaporeans are so fussy, you got so many jobs, nobody wants. Let's examine the statistics more closely. Which category of workers has the largest number of vacancies? Toilet cleaner? No lah. It is service and sales workers. More than 10,000 vacancies, service and sales workers. So are these jobs that Singaporeans don't want? It's very strange because when you look at the unemployment rate figures, which category of jobs had the highest unemployment rate? The same category, service and sales workers. How can the category, the highest unemployment rate, also have the most jobs that nobody wants? I tell you why I think it's like this, okay? The reason why you have this strange phenomena is because the Singaporeans who used to work as service and sales workers, when they lose their jobs, they cannot find a similar job that will pay them enough or the same hours of work to enable them to make ends meet. And that's why they are unable to find a job when they lose their job. In this category, you have waiters at the 25th percentile gross wage. The waiters' gross wage at the 25th percentile is only $900. You are Singaporean, how to survive on $900 a month? This is gross wage. Haven't deduct your employee CPF contribution of 20% yet. So far, I talk about wages. Yeah, some people have wage increase, but maybe it's because they are working longest hours. Which country work the longest hours a week in the world? Singapore! 3 out of 10 older workers work more than 48 hours a week. You know, you look at some of the lower income jobs. You look at the statistics, no? It pains your heart. You know why? They get a bit more money. Why? Because the typical work day is 12 hours a day for 6 days a week, every day, every week, for the rest of their lives. And how much do they get working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week? Just over $1,000. You know, when an eminent economist, I don't need to mention his name, everybody knows when I say eminent economist said, we need wage shock therapy. We should give an immediate increase of $50 to those Singaporeans who are earning less than $1,000. What was the response? Everybody in government, in the unions, the employer federations also, no, we cannot increase this miserable $50. Only productivity go up, then we can increase the wages. What rubbish is this? I said earlier that we ignore the stark reality. We assume that, oh, everything has not worked in the past, it will work. Productivity, all the enhancement scheme, all the money, all the scheme that won't work because productivity is not going up. So if you have to wait for productive to grow up to get a wage increase, they are lower income, you die lah. In the debate on the population white paper, it was said that, oh, the paper actually proposes to slow down the intake of new citizens and foreign workers. Let's look at the real statistics. The last reply in Parliament, intake of new citizens in 2011, 15,777 new citizens. 15777. What does the population white paper tell you? Project, target, best case scenario, worst case scenario, whatever you want to call it lah. Project as many as 25,000 new citizens a year going forward. 15,000 plus to 25,000 is a slowdown in intake. In 2011, the intake of PRs was 27,500. In the population white paper, it says we will take in as many as 30,000 new PRs every year going forward. 27,500 increase to 30,000 every year going forward. It's also a slowdown in the intake. Last year, growth in foreign employment, 70,000. White paper, from now to 2020, project foreign workers increase from 1.49 million to as much as 1.9 million. You add all this together, new citizens, new PRs, new workers, slow down in the intake. We are in denial. I can't say my time is up, so I will end by telling you that the very basis of the population white paper is flawed, because it says the population is aging, people are not producing babies, that's why we need immigration. You know what's the problem? In the developed countries they have this problem. Why? They have pensions, cost government money. Do you have pensions? It's your CPF, your own money. In the developed countries, they have universal health care. Do you have universal health care? No. In the developed countries, they have welfare. Do you have welfare? No. So what's the problem when the population is aging, but the government is not spending money on the aging population? Thank you.